Actually, I don't know.
Look at that misty ass lake out there. Look at that. It's getting spooky. We're about to get murdered, you know?
Yeah, it's a spooky house on the lake, bro. I like telling girls that I got a lake house, but whenever they realize it's a spooky lake, they're kind of like, ooh. They get the ick from that. They get the ick from spooky lake house, and they can get murdered at. It's like Camp Crystal Lake over here. It's pretty nice. This is all good content.
What the hell? Like, what is Camp Crystal?
Well, what is Camp Crystal?
Like, is that where they learn how to be like a Crystal's like team worker?
I'm talking about Friday the 13th.
Okay, that's why. Yeah, I don't.
Camp Crystal Lake.
I never watched it, so I guess I don't.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I don't.
Unfortunately.
Okay, you know what? You need to get culturally appropriated.
Pop culture icon,
pal. Thank you. Seriously, I mean, look. There's a reason. It's okay for me to not have watched it, but you, I would expect you because of the toboggan. That's a total toboggan guy thing to do. Is like.
This isn't even a toboggan.
That's a fucking toboggan. What is that?
It's a bonnet, believe it or not.
A bonnet?
Yeah.
Nah.
I
don't know what that is.
I just call those toboggans.
I've heard bonnet be like a name, but like not a thing.
That's like, you know, like the girls have like back in the 1800s, they got like the white thing on their
head. like a big little not turban thing, but a wrap, like a hair wrap or something.
Yeah. They got waves. They were wavy back in the day. White women back in the day were wavy as hell. They had waves and
bonnets.
Yeah, that's how they had to do perms back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things, but like, you can imagine like cosmetology was pretty primitive back in those days. Because they didn't care about that. They were trying to hunt and gather food. Yeah. Or at least worrying about like the growth of their crops. Like, you had to be super rich or super important or into politics or something to not give a fuck about how you're gonna eat tomorrow. That was all the way back to the 1900s, dude.
They had a better work week at least, unless they were like pioneering. Then it's like your work does not stop. That back in the day, that's like you could run a pretty good business. Like it's pretty much the same as like running a business. You know, being a pioneer. It's like you take a big fucking risk. You go out there, you build a fucking house, you kill things, and it's like you don't have to pay for anything. You just like you're on the edge of the fucking world basically. And it's kind of like sad. Like we've pretty much like dominated like all of like the frontier. Like it's now like a lot of like naturalism. It's been kind of like just that's what I think when people talk about like the colonizers. Right. I think like colonizing to me is like fucking raping the land more than it is like taking over, like conquering the people. I mean, if the Indians wanted North America, they should have had machine guns. Sorry to tell you. Sorry to break it to you.
Yeah, why couldn't Indians just get fucking machine guns? That's true.
I'm telling you, like, they knew about guerrilla warfare, but they didn't know about, you know, guerrilla warfare. That's where they missed out. So
I want to get this across real quick. 2 drinks in.
Yeah, we got to do the clink.
The little clink.
This is 2 drinks in.
It's been bothering me. 2 drinks in. Welcome back.
Here we are.
With your host, Carter Albus. I'm here with...
just doxed yourself. Oh, don't fucking dox me. Oh, my God. You can't do that.
And JD...
why would you do that?
Now we gotta bleep the whole fucking part.
You gotta bleep all.
We gotta bleep all. You doxed yourself, then me, and then Jordan with his fucking gamer tag.
Yeah, you gotta dox.
God
you gotta bleep all of that.
We're out here at 310.
Oh my God. We got it. You gotta bleep this whole section. You gotta bleep this whole section now.
Yeah, bro. It's just they don't even hear nothing.
Welcome back, you guys.
Yeah, this is fucking 2 drinks in and 3 bleeps in, whatever the fuck.
2 drinks,
4
3
bleeps in.
I'm 4 terabytes down on this shit right now, bro.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
That Delta 8 hits.
Wow. Delta 8.
Yeah. 4 terabytes of Delta 8, bro. You ever had that before?
No, I didn't know it was legal.
I'm not a computer.
It's some pretty nice shit, bro.
I've been smoking that crypto. I had like a problem for a while.
I had crypto problems.
Yeah, I was smoking it too much, and I had to step off.
Yeah, that MSG guy or whatever his name was, Sam Bankman-Fried. Yeah, that dealer.
He was hooked on crypto bad.
Let's talk about Sam Bankman-Fried real quick.
How about when they did the court, when he went to court, and it was like him versus his like girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah,
it was like also a big part of the company or whatever, and like they drew her to look so fucking ugly. like a fucking look like a fucking like a European like a fucking like an English monster lady from like the fucking 1400s. And then they drew him and he looked like a fucking anime like fucking rock star. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh my god! Hold on, we gotta show this shit to you.
They had to have paid somebody off for that.
You know, like the court
humiliation
the
ritual
person that
or
draws
something.
shit in the court. You know, the person that's always drawing stuff in the court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, fucking god damn it. I gotta search up his name.
Court drawings are always pretty goofy, but honestly, this one, it outpaces a lot. And to be honest, she's not that attractive to begin with, but holy shit.
Know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Hold on.
You'll find out pretty soon.
Oh, he's thinking about it.
Yeah. That was a whole bunch. So he wasn't up in Robin Hood. No, I was thinking of GME. GME is also pretty interesting too. That whole the GameStop exchange shit.
Okay, so should I show him like the picture of the actual people first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Wait, is there not one that's like side by side comparing both?
I'm
of them? Juxtaposing, if you
It's
will.
gonna take forever to find that.
You got it.
So this is Sam Bankman-Fried. He's the guy that was like the big crypto fucking I think FTX, right?
Yeah, he's kind of like an elven
okay.
man almost,
And then
and kind of like one of those ugly elves. Like whenever you like, they casted one in Lord of the Rings that. Yeah, it's kind of like a really ugly elf. Like, you know, they're supposed to be
Oh,
like
you said ugly elf?
beautiful or something, but like sometimes there's just like they cast an ugly elf for no reason in movies.
Oh.
Like a Pratt character or something like that.
Yeet. Bro, there's so much. There's so much. All right, we got to figure out how we're going to
okay,
work this
and
down.
that's his girlfriend.
Okay.
So that's him and his girlfriend. And then hold on. And then this is her in court. I'm trying to zoom in so you can see.
Oh yeah! Oh god!
That's how they make her. They make her look like that.
what?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the horse girl right
wow.
there.
They make her look like that on the fucking on the court drawing. Now look
like
at
that.
Horse girl with fetal alcohol
now
syndrome.
look at what they do. Look what they did to him. Jordan, I
No
know
way.
You're not ready.
No
for this.
way, dude.
You're not
From
ready
my
for
slanted angle that I saw. He looks like a protagonist, dude. Chiseled jawline, flared hair.
Like literally a fucking like anime like depiction.
That's the
Who
Giga
drew
Chat.
that?
Like I guess the courtroom people.
Wow.
Yeah, the eye for that motherfucker.
Wow.
Like I don't like either of those people, but like they made her,
was
and
a
she
girl-
does look ugly. Like I love how like comically ugly they made her. Like
For real.
exaggerated her already like bad features, and then him they just like fucking sharpened him. Like
Someone had a crush.
It's that one show. It's like an anime about like a lawyer.
oh, I don't know.
Anime lawyer show.
Oh, you know, with the one where they
He wears a suit all the time. I don't know.
yeah.
Oh, you talk. Oh, I think that the game or
You're
something.
talking
Phoenix,
about
right?
Better Call
that
Saul.
Guy. That guy, because
I
he's in a
don't
courtroom. He's in a courtroom.
Better Call Saul.
I honestly have no idea.
My Uncle Vin.
Breaking Bad, the best anime to have ever graced Netflix.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, I know that's not an anime.
You don't know that.
I think you're talking about Phoenix, right?
You don't
That
fucking
motherfucker's
know
always
that.
Maybe I
pointing. He's
don't.
going
Maybe I
like,
don't.
objection.
You don't
That shit.
know that. Oh, everybody just
Yeah.
fucking cough all. Let's
Let's
all fucking.
a downtime.
Let's all scratch our throat. Yeah.
It's downtime.
We're on downtime right now. We don't, dude. There's nothing great to talk about. I mean, there's a bunch of I don't know. How's everybody doing? How's your day
I was
going?
gonna say, is there anything new going on?
No, there's nothing going on, dude.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. No, go.
We're in the downtime still. I re-recorded Off the Wire, and I've been working on it.
Oh yeah.
I've been doing very precise editing. It sounds really nice.
That one that you were showing us, dude, that shit was nice as hell. Dude.
Right.
Yeah, because you were talking about the fine tuning in between the verse, chorus, verse, all that shit. That's really integral to a lot of modern day pop making and stuff. Well, not pop, but popular music.
Yeah,
stuff
bro.
that's gonna blow up and stuff. That's definitely integral to that.
I've been
the production
reading a lot.
process.
I
So
read a lot.
are you gonna replace the single that's out, or are you gonna like do like you're gonna say like it's remastered, like reversioned or
I
something?
think I'm gonna end up doing like an EP or something, an EP or a really
Oh,
short album,
yeah.
and so then I'll throw the remaster on
That's-
there.
yeah.
So that way, it's like it's not just that song. Oh my gosh! What do you?
Yeah. Bump it up to the mic. Bump it up to the mic.
No, it shouldn't sound terrible.
It's not copyright.
Don't do
Don't we
that. We could just edit it in. We
This is why,
honestly,
like, we make our own music
No,
so we
it's
can
like
just-
blasting. It's blasting.
Is it? Oh yeah, it's a. It
got
does
that
look a
from
little
an
loud,
iPhone
but
speaker.
oh shit, that was a little loud too. Fuck.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so I was working on that, doing a lot of precise editing. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make like a little EP or project or whatever. Throw that together, put that on there, so that way it's not like, oh, here's just the same song again. Instead, it's like, here's some songs,
Yeah.
and there's this extra song.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is the one from the thing.
Yeah,
It's always fun doing that because I go back to all my old work a good bit. Going back to your old work and stuff, like you be tweaking, not tweaking, but like you tweak a whole bunch of like
like my
shit that
old
you do.
projects.
even if it's already published.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool for me because like I recognize now that a lot of my old stuff, the concepts and the ideas were good. It's just that the mixing and the engineering was terrible.
Yeah,
So most of my old works, I'm planning on remastering because it's just like, yeah, here's what it sounded like in my head.
right.
But I didn't have the ability to portray that the first time. So now this is actually what it's supposed to sound like.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that has to do with speakers sometimes, you know. You get-
Speakers and just understanding like how to mix, like from an engineering standpoint.
Right.
A lot of it is how to mix.
You don't want stuff bleeding
all
too
of
much.
It is how to mix.
Do you do in like
My
any,
shit sounds so bad. It still sounds terrible, but I don't put. Yeah, it's bad.
It's the progression. We all start.
Do you ever like go to like remix one of like your like art songs you've already like put out, like just have like a remix version of it, like you know how like Tim Impala has like the On the Borderline, they do like a remix, like the Blood Orange remix, and it's like it changes the tempo, like it goes a little bit slower.
Oh,
Changes
And
the
it's-
whole
No, I
vibe
haven't
of the
gotten
song.
Yeah,
there
it does.
yet.
Like it first, like the first one, it's like, you know, do 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 do, and then it's like doom doom doom, like a lot slower,
I
a
haven't
lot more
gotten there
chill,
yet.
like
But
version of it.
I haven't gotten there yet, but the reason I haven't is because I haven't really had the resources available to really go into detail with slowing it down, taking out elements, adding different elements. Now that I'm getting more instruments,
Yeah.
that's becoming more of a possibility.
You're getting some
Now,
natural resources.
you can
You're getting some trees and some fucking oil and shit and some
Little-
water.
Yeah.
rare earth elements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making smartphones out here. Making smart tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah. But so
Mega mind.
doing a fucking playing a top down. What do they call those? A real time strategy in RTS.
Yeah, RTS.
Gathering resources so you can build up your base and then you can attack the other bases. But in this particular mission, you only have 20 minutes to do it, so you really got to work fast.
Well, I don't know about attacking other bases, but the concept
The
is
attack on a
supposed
kick
to-
is really instrumental to
Yeah,
how the sound
Arcadia,
feels.
Arcadia is gonna fall, but we gotta protect Fire Team Omega
but
Correct.
in the evacuation.
but yeah, going back to the remastering and remixing,
Come on now.
I plan on I plan on releasing that this year. I'm gonna remaster Retro Future
Ooh.
that has Fairy Tales and other songs on it.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I'm gonna remaster that and add a few more songs to that because now the way that I can mix now, I can really make it like like an atmosphere, I guess.
Amen.
Yeah. Whole different vibe to that, huh?
Why are you hiding?
This is 2 drinks in.
Yeah, I'm now 2 drinks in. We've got some other substances rolling out. We've got a mountain of cocaine in here.
Yeah.
We got the fucking Xanax. We're about
Straight
to
up.
overdose at the airport. We're about to fucking...
I'm already like down 2 pints of NyQuil right now, so I'm absolutely soaring.
2 pints of NyQuil. Oh my
2 pints of
goodness.
NyQuil, probably about 36 kegs of
Jesus Christ.
Pepto Bismol.
Fuck.
I'm leaning on that pink right now.
Y'all ever
Leaning
been-
on that pink.
I'm
Y'all
leaning
ever,
on that
y'all ever been
pink.
like high at the airport?
No.
Man.
No.
No.
I would advise against it. It's not comfortable when you're under the influence of a substance. You would like to be like in a comfortable, and you know these bright lights and you know the chairs aren't so nice. I would advise against it. But I mean, I guess if you're doing it at night, it's like less bad than like
So
being
what,
there
you were
during the
just
busy
like very
day.
anxious or something?
Well, no, it's just you just got these lights on, and like you go in, you put some earphones on, and you just sit there because you're gonna spend the night at the airport because you decided to fuck. I'm not gonna get up early in the morning. I'm just gonna fucking spend the night here, and if I'm gonna do that, I might as well fucking have myself a time. So you go to the terminal, you go to your terminal, and you try to like fall asleep, or like not fall asleep, but just kind of sit there comfortably. Maybe you sit on the floor against a pillar, and then this man starts coming in and fucking vacuuming everything because it's the least busy time at the fucking airport. And then it's like, God, that was annoying. And then you look up at the fucking sign, you're like, oh my God, this isn't even my fucking concourse.
Oh my god!
And so
What time is it though?
oh well, I got there at like 11 o'clock p.m.
Oh,
and I didn't take off until like 6 to 6:30, I think.
Wow. Okay.
And then it was about, and I was by myself too, but it was about 10 to 12 hours to my destination.
Oh Lord.
So you were all together. What? How long did it take to get out of the?
I was kind of vibing though, like I was kind of having a good time, and then I got on the fucking airplane.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What time?
like 24 hours in an airport and then getting out the airport at the other destination.
Well, not 24 hours. Like it was 11 p.m. to like 6 to 6:30 a.m.
That's like a long time. That's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long-
That's a long time.
Yeah, so then I didn't really sleep at all, and then I got straight on the fucking plane, and I just kind of
There you go. That's how you do it. That's how you
for
suck it
hours
up.
and hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I remember I had to. Well, I was taking a flight back, and I was in the airport terminal. I had about like 5 shots of vodka, and my parents kept on trying to get me to sit next to him at the terminal, and there was a very large obese man sitting right next to him. I was like, nah, he's got it. He was taking like 3 seats. I swear to God, handles were up on the seats.
Jesus Christ.
They kept on like trying to goat me over. I was like, look, no, I'm gonna charge my phone over on this side. I'm good. I'm sitting next to him, and I had like a slice of greasy pizza, so my stomach started like churning and everything. I had to like run to the bathroom a couple times.
You have diarrhea on the plane?
Not on the plane. No, I didn't actually use the restroom on the plane whenever I was going, either like to and from Las Vegas, man. So like that was pretty nice, bro. I gotta say, one of my favorite airplane stories.
Holy hell.
Yeah, great.
They gotta have like a whole different like, how like Britain makes the Airbus planes?
For larger people.
Yeah, they gotta have they gotta have an Airbus for like fat people or something like,
Yeah.
And like they want to have this thing where like fat people are like can just take up 2 seats or whatever. It's like, they're allowed, but it's like, I mean, if you can't fit in the fucking aisle and you can't get to your fucking seat and like you're bumbling around against the people in front of you and even the people behind you and the people beside you and the window beside you, I mean, you blowing
It's
out
really
the fucking,
inconsiderate.
your fat's leaking out
take
the
up
fucking
so much
window.
space, bro. You need to.
It really is,
cut
like-
down.
Yeah.
Do something about it.
I feel like that's like the literal message of like fat, is like, hey, you're taking up too much fucking space here. You're consuming too much, you fucking glutton. Maybe you ought to work on that, and it's like,
How could you?
My family has a genetic. Oh, we have a genetic disposition. We have cholesterol and a fucking metabolism problem.
well, I mean, you'd have
There's
a better
workarounds for that. You can take a magnesium
you
pill
can
or some
improve your fucking metabolism by not being a fucking fat ass for one, not eating all the fucking
Exactly.
time. You can change how your fucking body works. You can go on a fucking walk, you fat fuck. You'd metabolize a lot more if you fucking burn some calories instead of sitting the fuck around. You think about it in fucking
Exactly.
and fucking
Human body's working one way
1604
for a
was
reason.
fucking. You think people around there were just fucking building up big old belugas? Fucking maybe the fucking Aztec king or the fucking, what do they have, the tribal fucking leader of the Incan fucking empire? Maybe they were fucking getting fat because they could have whatever they fucking wanted. But it's like, why would you, as a man, or as a woman, I guess, you gotta be inclusive, why would you allow yourself to get fucking so fat that it's like you can't even fucking like get up and down stairs? You're fucking wheezing everywhere you go. It's like, why would you want to be in worse shape? I mean, in some countries it's an attraction thing or whatever. It says wealth, but it's like you're in bad fucking shape. Why do you need to do that? Like, why are you spending so much time sitting there? And it's like, this is the message I wish somebody would have said to me when I was a younger child, when I was in my teens.
It's fat Americans that be taking all the blame, eating McDonald's the whole time, or at least Western countries, Europe, England, all that shit too. That's what it is. Like eating, you take all that time eating McDonald's, being poor and shit. You don't even like take the time to actually make your own food, make your own healthy choices and stuff. You're just like, I'm gonna eat McDonald's 4 times a day.
They don't know about grocery shopping in Europe. They like in Europe, they just fucking walk to the market, and fucking come back, and it's like if you look at like the labels on like our food and our drinks, like we have like we have like 2 or 3 times more like ingredients in all of our labels than they do, and it could be the same fucking product. It's just because they've outlawed like certain things being put in the food.
We put up the free corporations, bro. That's what they're doing. The corporations are lobbying to get all those ingredients added to our foods.
We mass produce things. We have pesticides to produce longevity, so we have other things on the shelf. I don't know.
Yeah, no, pesticides are invasive, bro. They're definitely
they're fucking pests.
But going back to what you were
saying,
like they say they don't go grocery shopping. Like they just every day they just go to the market, get what they need to cook for that day.
Yeah.
Like that sounds nice.
Healthy.
Being able to just wake up in the morning because you already get exercise alone from just walking to the market, and that also shows that availability, how close things are to be able to just walk. You don't even really need a car.
Yeah, the market would be within like 3 blocks, 4 blocks, something within walking distance. You can go there like 30-minute trip, get everything you need.
But that goes to show that America is like a product of the industrial age. Like the where our cities and like where our towns are where ports are and are where fucking like railroad nexuses are, like
how the roads are structured.
Interstate cities are growing, like that's where fucking like towns exist. Like we only have them like where commerce like is fucking like what it reaches a fucking nexus. We don't have like fucking old school markets and shit because it's like we're so fucking spread out. Everybody's got a car. There's so much space to drive a car. I mean, even if you're in Atlanta at fucking rush hour, you may think there's not a lot of space, but like there's typically a lot of space. I mean, even if you come there at fucking 2 a.m., you see there's a whole shit. There's a lot of space on fucking I-85 north, like it. But I mean, it still fucking blows a chunk of dicks,
Eisenhower, he was on to something, man. He was on some shit whenever he made the whole system. Do you think it started with Eisenhower with the whole rail system,
the interstate,
the road system? Yeah, the interstates, because he built it, but was it?
He established the interstate,
or was it the CIA?
Well,
trying to indoctrinate us young Americans.
I gotta think it's
3-4 generations down the line.
I think it just has to happen because, like, as we were growing, we had like Ford blowing up, and we had we just such a big fucking country, and cars are coming in. Like, it only seems logical that this big fucking wide open country has like a personal commute option because, like, before that we just had trails for we had somewhat highways, but like mostly just fucking trails that had like fucking wagons and shit like that. So you got to have like roads that connect all the major cities because I mean a lot of the premise was military, like being able to get military from one side to the other quickly. So actually it was originally for that and truckers at the same time.
Yeah.
So commerce and military was the main driving force behind that, but it just happened to be good for people that want to travel and get to places faster.
Yeah, absolutely. And because if you look at a map, you realize that the Midwest, bless you, the Midwest and the desert of America, whatever the fuck you call that, it's so much bigger than it is over here. Texas, it takes you so long to drive across. So having like one autobahn in between it would work out. But there's not just like one direct route to get through.
Have you seen
states?
It's like it takes longer to get from like the top of the Panhandle like down to fucking like the edge of the fucking of the Gulf of Mexico is like fucking the edge of where Texas like hits down there.
Yeah.
Like it's like longer to do that
all the way
drive.
to the Key West.
It's no, but it's longer to do that drive than it is to like go from like the top of Texas to like fucking like I don't know. I want to say Canada, like, but up into Montana at least. Like it's like the fucking end to end. It's a big fat fucking place. But nobody talks about Alaska. Which
Alaska
is funny.
is like massive, but also fuck Alaska, dude. What the fuck is Alaska?
What's wrong with the fucking Alaska? That's our frontier state.
Ever done for us, dude.
That's our frontier state.
Go frontier over there, bro. There's nothing to do out there. There's bears that'll eat you.
Reality TV shows and frontiering. People go up there.
Nancy
Pelosi. They kill some bears and shit, and they catch some fucking salmons, and they fuck a moose, like all kinds of things. They go and survive for YouTube. I mean, all the things like they experience fucking darkness for 3 months straight. I mean, it's like
so you get ice road truckers out there. That's great. That's great. Yeah,
I'll take
my. How many times
That's
has
an innovative
Steve
industry
Irwin on the History Channel been out to Alaska.
I can't say
He doesn't fuck with Alaska.
I think he just
He's
did
dead,
Australia.
but he doesn't fuck with Alaska, dude.
No, I don't think.
There's a lot of people who
I
don't
feel like
fuck
he
with
wouldn't.
Alaska.
He doesn't come from the same kind of
Save so much
ecological
pasture.
the territory background. He's from like Australia, so I don't know that he's ever worn pants. I'm pretty sure he's always worn shorts in his life.
Yeah, the
Or-
cargo
or
shorts
in his
cut
shorts
off
that he
above the
had.
knee.
Yeah, because a shark, fucking gator, like crocodile, like bit off his legs, and like he couldn't never wear pants after that. So that's kind of what fucking happened to Steve Irwin. And then he got fucking stabbed in the heart by a fucking stingray. Speaking
Yeah.
of stingrays, have you heard about the fucking stingray that's up in like I want to say North Carolina or one of those Carolina, Virginia states?
No, what
That's-
happened?
so the stingray was separated in its own tank, and somehow it's pregnant. And they don't know how it's
Word.
pregnant because it doesn't make any sense. And they're saying it's an immaculate conception or it's like some kind of species adaptation.
Is it a Jesus fish? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
You got- I mean, isn't that the
Perhaps.
Christian symbol, fish, bro?
perhapsably, this could be the case
Yeah. Can you imagine Savior's
Potentially.
come back?
in the form of a fucking stingray, a fucking relative of the shark genome. My
Yeah.
God,
That would be something, man.
Jeebus
That'd be kind of
Christ,
cool. I
Allah
think
Akbar,
that's an anime
Allah Akbar,
right there. That's an anime plot.
Allah
Jesus come
Akbar.
back as a fish.
Allah Akbar.
You saying it? Yes.
Glory to God. God be praised.
God do be praised.
Deus Volt. God,
Praise him,
God wills
Lord.
it. Deus Volt.
Deus Volt. Hell yeah.
Inshallah. Inshallah.
So-
Gotta emphasize that last. Go, yeah. So what? So what, pal?
So,
Go on.
So
So
How you doing?
Fo Rob me sai.
how was your day,
So
Clay? How was your day today?
my day today? Oh,
Yeah.
Let me rip some nicotine. Give me some.
We asked Jordan.
Give me
but-
some exposition while I rip this nicotine.
exposition. So today I got out of bed. My father was here. We were working on some house renovations. Studios coming together.
Nice.
Like
Nice.
I feel like every day it gets a little bit nicer. This place is pretty dope. that's
my
about
bad.
it.
strong.
Took a
So I
nap.
was like doing it. Yeah.
I made a burger today too.
What
that
kind
shit
of
was
burger?
pretty nice.
That's not what I meant, Jordan.
I had a burger and did a little salt, pepper, and then Laurie's seasoning salt. That's the key.
Oh, the fucking Lowry's! I'm telling you, they fucking
Lawry's,
get that
dude.
shit on there.
You gotta get a
Oh,
little
yeah,
Lawry's, bro. That
Yeah,
shit,
go to the
the
fucking
secret
meat
to
shop. Go to the
everything.
meat shop over
That
there.
shit-
By the,
get you
by the,
going.
go to the meat shop over by the school over
Yeah,
there.
brother,
Get you
meat-
some.
yeah, bro.
Get you some fucking Sid's fucking gunpowder seasoning. That
Sid's
shit.
gunpowder
That shit is
seasoning?
great on every fucking
Wait,
meat.
what is it called?
It's called Sid's Gunpowder. They got 2 or 3 or 4 different flavors. They got a lemon pepper one.
Okay.
They got a fucking they got a regular gunpowder one. It's black. It looks like actual gunpowder, but it
Yeah.
tastes fucking spectacular, especially on a steak. I'm telling you, the best
I gotta
rib I
take
ever had in
some
my
of
life.
that.
We put this shit on there.
Okay.
And
I
you know
know.
they also got like I think there's like a different kind they have too, and maybe another one kind, but
Like an
but they got
original,
it.
like a kind of SPG to salt, pepper, garlic,
I don't know.
something like that. That might be the black powder. I gotta check that out though.
I'm a racist. I don't know, but like, but it's pretty good. It would go good on your stuff. But is that's the exposition conclusion?
Yeah, absolutely.
One more time. What's this
I
called?
love, I love me some cooking.
What is it called?
Sid's gunpowder, something or sure shot Sid's gunpowder. I guess we gotta fill some exposition, and while he
Yeah, you got
does
it.
his search because he's doing some research over there. Maybe he'll come to a conclusion. Maybe
Yeah,
he'll just
yeah,
go,
yeah. He's
But
working
you know,
on
if
it.
you go over to the meat shop over here, they are closed tomorrow though. So good luck with that, fucking bozo. So
Yeah, nice
anyway,
try.
Yeah,
yeah.
pal.
I had a little bit of pickle and mustard. Dude, I use white bread, white sandwich bread.
Oh, jeez.
What I did, I buttered it up. I buttered up one side.
Oh, fuck.
And I toasted it, and then the
Oh,
other
golly.
side I didn't butter. I just kind of like fried it. And that was the outside, like what you grab with your hands, so
Just
your hands don't get too
fucking grasp it.
greasy. You know.
Just fucking grasp all that shit.
Yeah, you grasple it. You
Grasple
you
of-
masticate it.
You fucking
swallow
you fucking
it.
firmly grasp that shit. Grab the fucking sandwich, squeeze it
You squanch
into
it.
your fist. You squanch the fucking thing. And just,
Right, wait, do you remember Fry Ball?
what the hell are you talking about? bro?
Zaxby's.
No, what the fuck they do? They fry
I think
up some
that was
fucking
that was a
flour?
high school thing where it was a whole bunch of our friends from high school, like Max and like Sam and shit. We all went to Zaxby's.
Yep.
And oh, by the way, Max, Sam, They live at 79
why, bro? You gotta beat this all out.
You gotta do more editing now.
Yeah, bro. You gotta beat all of
He's a
this
Sigma
out.
male. He likes the challenge.
Let me see.
I mean, I get
the
that,
challenge is getting
that's
back
one
on
way to
track
keep
after
you
that.
motivated. You were talking about what you got.
Yeah, basically. So we were hanging out at Zaxby's. We were eating at Zaxby's. We don't hang out. Nobody hangs out at Zaxby's.
They don't hang out as Zaxby's.
There's kind of like
Back
it's kind
in
of a
my
cool
day.
place to hang out, but like you eat and you dip. You don't like hang out at a restaurant.
Like
you know,
chips and dip, or like fucking.
they don't have chips and dip at
tobacco
Zaxby's.
type
They
of
have
shit?
chicken and dip over at Zaxby's.
They
And
have the buffalo chicken.
Dude, I
dip?
love Zaxby's. Zaxby's is fucking amazing. So we were all hanging out, and it was like a big group, like 6, 8 of
chicken
us or
tender plate
something.
with the 5 tenders.
I
think-
think Zaxby ads.
$11.99 now for
some
limited time offer.
Sponsor us.
Fries and a side of your choice of
Nuclear
coleslaw
sauce.
or toasted bread.
Just straight bucket of nuclear sauce. Dip your whole
Bread or
chicken in it.
toast, whatever you want it to be.
How long does the promotion last? Let them know.
The
Yeah.
commercial is going conclusion. You can skip in 25 fucking seconds.
We're sponsored by Zaxby's, by the way.
No, we're not.
Use
But we would
use
like to
code
be.
2 drinks to get your own chicken tender meal. Get you 2 Coca-Colas. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, Max wound up having everybody's fries and just mashed them up into a big old ball.
Jesus fucking Christ. What
Yeah,
the fuck kind of sicko does that?
He just kind of looked up and said, "It's fry ball," and ate it. He took a big old bite out of that motherfucker. I thought it was the funniest. That image is stuck in my head.
Just stuck in.
It's
Wow.
stuck in my head. There's like certain images of like hanging out with friends whenever you're like a child and like memories that you have. And fry ball is one of the most persistent ones. It was one of the later ones that we had because we were in high school. We all drove out there, you know. So it was one of the last things we had before we went off and did all our own things separately, basically.
Yeah.
Fry ball. A guy mashing up a whole bunch of French fries and putting it in his mouth. That's one of the
Wow.
most revered memories of
Memorable.
mine with my homies.
Damn.
Love them all.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Have you ever had a fry ball?
I guess this is downtime. Now we pause. This is a big old gap of space.
I'll pause after that. Yeah, it's fine. I need some more Chips Ahoy. I love it, dude. I got that pack. Started eating the Chips Ahoy with the milk. I realized I love Chips Ahoy. What's that? That's an almond. I'm more of a cashew guy. Here comes Fank Sinatra. Welcome, Fank Sinatra.
I don't think I've ever heard that song.
That's the real Sinatra right there.
Yes, sir. That is. In fact, he was my great father. So
You got a song that you want to sing like with passion, Clay? You want to? This is your opportunity to like sing.
it's my Johnny Cash moment, right?
Yeah, this is your Johnny Cat. I'll do one like a karaoke song. You know what I'm saying? We should do podcast karaoke. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. Sing it, Jordan.
I just do the ad libs. Yo.
I feel for you like a child.
Like a wait.
Oh,
Pause.
in the fire went wild.
Pause.
I think that's how it goes.
Yeah,
Cough.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Jordan, you got one? All right.
Not really.
I'll
Well,
do
like-
I'll do one with you.
And I pissed in the street and
Yeah.
I come out today and I ran into a bus and I washed it all away. I took a big shit in the lake out the yard and then went inside and I got my heart on.
Yo,
Come on.
I got my heart on.
What is this song? What is this song?
We should put that on the beat we made earlier.
Oh my goodness. Nah, that
Oh
would
my
probably kill it.
goodness, with the Carter song. Surely
Alright, so we got
you
any,
can't keep it up for this long.
Yeah.
So what's the game plan?
The game plan. All right.
So, okay,
center.
You've got a
You'll be
base
left
over
tackle.
here.
And I'm quarterback, obviously. You guys,
what the
snap
fuck's
it
so
back
obvious
to me.
about that? What's the obvious part
Yeah,
of
what's
that?
up?
Obviously, I'm the, look at me.
You saying you're better looking than the rest of us? You're
Okay,
saying you're
okay.
some
You
kind
said-
of
now
handsome
that you said it
man?
that way, I see.
Why is it always? I feel like they always pick the handsomest guy for the quarterback. You ever get that feeling?
All right, now everybody listen
I
up.
feel
We're
like,
gonna.
I feel like it's stereotype that's
Huddle,
like
huddle.
somehow made to fit itself. I don't know.
It's definitely because
maybe
that's the star player of the team usually.
Or maybe it's
Quote-
because
quote,
like
unquote,
the leader
star
needs to
player.
be the most confident, and
Right,
somebody
the
who
leader.
looks very good is gonna be confident.
It's also
They're
one of
naturally put
those
in that position.
so
Yeah.
socio like interpersonal relationships that we have with people is we trust people who are more attractive, so you're gonna be more so
Do we really?
inclined to listen.
Because I don't
to
trust those motherfuckers at all.
them. You don't trust
Attractive people are
Yeah,
fucking
they-
liars.
It's one of the, it's a maybe nowadays
I don't
because
fucking
we're
like
exposed to
attractive people.
information like that.
But
But,
the
What?
general consensus.
the general it's the general
population
because if you
is
take
they-
a
Well, except
they
for
do.
Jordan.
if you
What did I do?
Wink, wink. But you know,
Oh, my
fucking,
goodness.
most like people that are like, all about their attractiveness and stuff. It's like they've lived a life where
There's
they've
people who are
used that
all
to their
about it
advantage.
who are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And they know that they've got something that other people don't, so they're gonna exploit it. And then there's also like other people, and that's that.
That's that.
And I
That's-
think,
yeah, that's a great
I think
ending
there's too many
point.
whites
Yeah.
on this earth.
Oh my god, maybe. I
That's
don't know.
true.
But there's,
Who
I
am I to
mean,
judge?
but there's not as many, too much as there are Asian people.
There's a good few of those. Not all of them are.
What, you thought I was about to go somewhere else with that?
No, I honestly.
You
have
fucking
no idea,
racist?
though.
Yeah.
Aren't we all? No.
I feel like
Yeah.
there's a whole lot of
Precisely.
Russians over there because Russia accounts
Over in
for
Russia?
a percentage. I think between India and China is 3 to 4 billion people.
Total.
That's a lot of that's
a lot
half
of
of our total population
Yeah.
of the world. But also Russia has a big population and they have their country
Like 140
divided up into
million or some shit
states.
like that now?
Yeah, but most of them live around Moscow. Is Moscow in
On the west
Europe
side.
or it's on the west
it's
side?
considered Europe. I
Because
mean,
that's where most of them would be, other than St. Petersburg. Or
I feel like
whatever.
it's preposterous to keep separating Europe and Asia. I feel like we should just call them Eurasia, and
Yeah.
you've got the European end of it, and you got the Asian side of it.
It
But
is
I
one
think it
big
should all just.
continent.
I mean, it's different continental plates, but at this point, like it's the fucking same connected landmass. I mean, you might as fucking well like how like Africa has like a fucking part of it, or South America, or like on the west side of the United
what the
States.
Middle East.
We got like these
What,
different
oh.
plates where they can collide or
Oh yeah,
whatever.
the plates. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's preposterous to like keep those like
Doing it
divided.
by tectonic plates would be scientifically, it'd be a lot smarter to do that. But you got to think of the
too
geopolitical
many.
climate
And
of
then
what's going
and
on
the Pacific
because
plate
there
is,
is a
like,
hard
the
divide
biggest
in
one.
between like continents and then countries, and some of it is imposed by rulers who were ruling a long time ago and drew those lines arbitrarily, and some of those lines over there are actually divided by cultures and is differentiating in between each one, and you have to really look and read in between the lines.
Do you know what Kurdistan is?
Kurdistan.
You know what
I made one
Kurdistan
of
is?
those in the toilet yesterday. Made a big old Kurdistan.
Kurdistan
Kurdistank, dude.
Kurdistan is a Kurdistan is like a nation of people, but it's not a real like. There's no recognized borders. It's a people that stretch all the way from Turkey, like I think all the way as far as like Syria, Iran, maybe into like or Afghanistan, maybe into like Iran. It goes somewhere, but it goes from like Turkey all the way down like into like Syria and Iraq. But it's like it's a. You ever heard of like the Kurdish terrorists, the Kurdish, rebels or whatever? It's like those people are a cultural ethnicity, but they don't have their own country. So like it's kind of a similar situation.
Yeah, no, I have a note about the Kurds because that is a. But I've never thought about.
It's kind of like how
Kurdistan.
Africa has like the tribal fucking people, and they
Yeah.
were just split up into like these colonized fucking like
Right.
retarded ass fucking like lines that just said, "Well, we'll just fucking gerrymander the shit out of this, and
Yeah.
whoever gets the most fucking gold and coconuts fucking wins the colonial race." Like that's what they fucking said.
And every single tribe in there was absolutely different from one another. They had completely nothing to do with one
It's
another.
fucking absurdity, but it's
But
still,
also, Africa is massive. It's
so
a
fucking
lot of
huge.
places are uninhabited, but still, those cities and everything where the tribes like all they got together are absolutely different from one another. And
What do you
putting
think-
them in one country, telling them to share a leader, is pretty wild. That's a bold move right there.
What do you think
Just
about
being like,
Antarctica?
Fuck it, I don't care. Antarctica, I want it, bro. I want it. I want to own it.
I think so.
That'd
I
be
mean,
kinda cool.
I wish that Trump was not joking about Greenland. I really think Greenland would be a great addition
That
to
would be
America.
sick as fuck
'Cause,
if
like,
he
why
just
does-
got a new country for us.
Well, why
He
is
would trade Greenland for Iceland? Or
why
what
is
was
part of
it?
the New World still owned by Europe? Like, so here's the thing. So
Yeah, fuck them.
France has French
That's
Guyana.
us.
So if you look at a map of France, it always includes French Guyana, that little sliver on like the northeast end of South America. And then fucking, of course, Denmark. A lot of people don't know that Denmark owns fucking Greenland. It's there. It's Greenland.
Denmark.
It's Denmark. Yeah, Denmark owns Greenland.
Sons of bitches doing nothing with that shit.
I'm telling you, there's nothing really fucking. It's such a massive fucking landmass, and it's owned by those motherfuckers. This is North America. We are like, since we fucking for some reason cowardly haven't taken over Canada and Mexico. We
Right.
might as well get the one that we can probably still buy. Maybe
We own them through.
If we give them like $2
trade
trillion,
agreements
you think they'd
and
give us fucking Greenland?
corporations and stuff
I have no idea. Maybe.
in aid? We own so many countries
So
like
many
Canada and
Oh, wow.
yeah, we own a lot of
so much
AIDS.
AIDS.
Like Mexico, we control them through
Atlanta's
aid.
full of AIDS.
We control all the European
Love
countries
the
with
AIDS.
aid. I would say, or a lot of underdeveloped countries, we just control them with aid. It's
AIDS,
crazy,
yeah.
and some
That's
of
what-
them
I mean-
we do control with AIDS. They started with us, and then they went out and they were just like, "Here, pass it around, everybody."
It's crazy how like the story with COVID was that someone like fucked a bat or like ate a
Yeah.
bad bat. You know, bad bat with a hat with a gat, and then fucking.
And he went tippy tap.
And people say AIDS is because somebody tried to fuck a chimp. Which, like, I mean, that doesn't even.
That's true. Yeah.
You think that's true?
No, it's true that people said that about that. And yes, I do think it's true. But
I
it
feel
could be
like-
possibly not.
I feel like that's so fucking absurd.
It
Like,
is absurd. But
I can see
there's
that
also
happening.
a lot of other.
I can
pathogens
visualize that
are
for probably
spread out.
23 minutes straight. But
Because
I feel
mean,
like
if a bird
I
shits
feel
in
like-
your mouth, bro, you're gonna get sick. So it's
Well, I mean,
possible that like if you fuck a monkey, you can
But
get
I mean,
AIDS.
maybe bird shit is
I
good
think
for
that's
you.
true.
You know, who knows? But like, I
Well,
feel
mono,
like
yeah, no, a lot of native cultures.
I feel
did
like
use
AIDS,
bad
like
shit.
AIDS, like COVID, and a lot of coronaviruses was made in a fucking lab. I think
Yeah.
because it just sprung out of fucking people were fucking monkeys in the 80s. I don't think so. Where was AIDS before that?
Well, I mean, people are fucking goats now. So
Okay, well,
it'd be hard to
Arabs
fuck-
have been
it'd be
doing their
hard to
own thing
fuck a
for a
monkey,
long
though.
time. We're walking into some
monkeys
territory.
are wild creatures.
giving me the eyes.
They'll
He
freak
says
out
we're
on
going
you.
into some. We're
What
going into
are
way
we
too
doing?
racist territories here. We're not actually racist. I want to disclose that right now. Jordan is probably the only officially recognized racist here. Due
That's
to his,
true.
Due to his
He's
comments on
self-proclaimed
the
and-
Burma situation, otherwise known today as Myanmar. Of course, there is the junta rebels over there. There is sort of a resolution of the conflict allegedly coming if we look at propaganda. Anyway, what's something interesting people actually know about?
yeah,
Yeah.
Spaghetti actually is an interesting. Did you know that spaghetti was invented in America, in New York City, by an Italian immigrant, not Italy?
well,
That's what they
spaghetti-
claim.
Noodles, not spaghetti, but
Really?
noodles.
That's what
and
they claim.
Such came from
There's a lot of bullshit on the internet, so it could be wrong.
the Asian area, wrong time ago.
Wow.
And
Wrong time. wrong time ago. Who do you think invented noodles first, Italy or China?
it's got to be China or
think
Japan
so?
or something like that.
You think so?
I think that noodles started with rice, and then they didn't find out about pasta
Noodles.
until like the Renaissance, or a little bit earlier than that, because they didn't have that type of shit. They didn't have the resources to mix ingredients like that back in the Dark Ages, medieval times. They didn't have the resources for that. So that came around the Renaissance, the Age of Enlightenment. It's all coming out of my ass, but I'm pretty
Let
sure
me ask you-
that sounds about right in my head.
Let me ask you this.
I watched a video on it like 2 days ago. I should know, but like I don't know. I just be absorbing information and spitting it back out.
I do, that's
Like a
probably,
saturated sponge.
That's pretty much all I am.
It's all saturated
Yeah.
with beer right now. I'm 2 drinks in, baby.
Let me
Let's
ask you,
go.
that's your fourth, I think. But if you were to go back to the past, Samurai Jack, what do you think? Like, if you came here from the future, from like 1,000, 2,000 years ago, you know, maybe you're some like warrior, maybe you're some merchant, maybe you're some farmer.
Yeah.
If you came to today from like 1,000, 2,000, maybe even 400, 600 years ago, what do you think you would think about the world? What do you think, like, your impression,
So you
like your
get a-
overall
a
impression?
brand new image of the new world from old timers perspective. That's what you
Probably.
said.
An old timer.
Right.
Like,
They'd
what do you,
probably
what do you
hate
think
it.
is their overall like conclusion about the world? compared
About
to
the
what you-
state of like how people are. I think they would be
Humanity.
amazed that humanity's been able to accomplish so many
Accomplish,
yes.
so many great things, and also they'd be appalled by the way that society has been treating one another. That type shit. I
Interesting.
guess the interpersonal relationships, the separation of the family, that type stuff.
You think we're in a very inhuman era?
If you, yeah, of course. Like the family dynamic has died down because
The nuclear family.
Back then, you would know your entire family lineage going back for as long as your parents could tell. Because there was nothing else to talk about back then. You had to like farm,
You had stories
and
from
tell
great.
stories, sing songs. Like that's all you did.
All that's lost now. Isn't that crazy to you?
Huh?
There's so much lost because it was never written down.
Right. And it burned in the Library of Alexandria.
That place
and
burned, like-
decayed.
Yeah, that place
And
burned, like, 3
Dead Sea
times.
Scrolls and all that shit getting ripped out. I think that's like
The Dead Sea
Somebody-
Scrolls.
that's different, but yeah, I don't know. That's a piece of architecture. Fucking
Well, the Dead Sea Scrolls
not
are
literature.
held by Israel, but let's not go there.
Yeah, just
would,
for example,
I would
that's
never
what-
want to go there because
Yeah.
first of all, it's like in the middle of the fucking desert, so let's not ever go there.
And it's also called the Dead Sea, bro. You want to be in the Dead Sea? That's like being like, I want to die. That's
You think they were like, Red Sea,
Hmm.
Dead Sea? They were fucking trying to rhyme it. Maybe they were trying to do a whole
trying to
thing
get
there.
some head sea.
Yeah, see, they know about the future. See,
I'm all about
See,
my bread
right.
sea.
See? Yeah, here's a plan, see? We're gonna take a bank, see? We're gonna stick him up for the money, see? We're gonna take him for 10G, see? Right, see?
Wow. Nice.
Jordan said that's some bars right
Nice.
there.
That's bars. That's
Putting
bars.
that on the next album.
I might
That's the
I might
opening
just like
bars
sample
of
and loop
the
that.
album.
Sample and loop it.
Sample,
Yeah.
loop it, pitch it, distort it.
Yeah, see?
Yes.
Yeah, cigar, see?
All right.
It's fun. Mobsters are
Syphilis,
fun.
see?
Yo, I wanted to go see the Mob Museum. I love mob
The
museums
Mob
and stuff.
Museum.
Yeah.
That's, where the fuck is that
They
at?
got one in Vegas. It's pretty nice.
What?
You gotta pay.
And I missed that out when I was
Yeah,
there.
You
Fuck.
may have. It's one of those special. They got it further
Son of a
away from the
bitch.
strip. Really in the old strip too. You gotta go. I want to say like 10 some blocks away to just get there. About like I want to say maybe like a mile. I want to get a mile away from the strip to go visit that. It's a great place though. If you like the mob, I love mob shit. They had a whole bunch of stuff in there. They had a bootleg copy of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix
A
in there.
bootleg copy. What
Yeah.
the fuck does that mean?
Bootleg copy of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix for PS2. Yeah, they had that in there, and I took a picture of that. I was baffled seeing that in a museum that had the likes of mob members. What was the big old red day or whatever where they shot people with a Tommy gun and on a
Yeah, I'm
a
trying to
wall
think
or
of who was the
something.
main guy with the guy with syphilis that went to Alcatraz. What's his name again?
Yeah, who's the guy?
Fat
who,
Gun Tommy, something like that.
Yeah, hey,
Al
they-
Capone.
big
Al Capone out of Chicago. He's selling moonshine.
Big
See?
big
See?
big
Right.
Gunny Cicilline. He ran the Cicilline mafia.
See the jazz club tonight, see?
Member
We'll
of
hook
the
you up, see?
member of the Gaddafi
We'll
family.
give you a syphilis, see? We'll kill your kids, see?
Muammar Gaddafi.
A lot of
dude.
people say that like mobs sort of like held like communities like together. because they were like they actually protected. To me, it just seems like it's all extortion all around. It seems
It seems like
the
paid
biggest
protection.
I think the biggest mob took over all the little mobs. I think that's what Killing Mobs was about, was like establishing
true.
control by like the biggest mob, of course.
Because a lot
which
of
is
the mobs
national
started out
government.
independently in different cities, and then it was one guy's idea to get them all together. And that sounds like some sort of fucking fiction, but that's fiction's based on real. That's how like
Alliances.
a mob
That's like
and the
Kingdom
mafia
back
got
in the
together.
day. No fucking different.
Literally,
Like,
yeah.
Back in the day, they had
it's an
kingdoms
underground
and-
kingdom.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and they were rich like kings too, bro. They live. I mean, you hear about the stories about
yeah.
El Chapo and like how he be living and shit. It's like holy fuck,
prison,
like he
yeah.
be like they are
Several
crazy, like how like high on top they are with all that shit.
They run shit. I mean,
millions.
Mexico. Do you think we should fucking invade Mexico and deal with the cartels? Because like, we need our neighbors to the south. I mean, look, I don't condone
Yeah, right.
invading neighboring nations or nations in general, but like. Mexico, I mean, you got to think how long those cartels have been there. They've got people in the government, and that's why they're so corrupt. You kind of just have to clear house because, and there is kind of a war between them, but like, I feel like there's so much infiltration there. It's like,
Right.
it's just kind of fucked. Like, do they need military interference? Because like, we got problems on our southern border, and here's the thing: Mexican labor is cheaper than Chinese labor, except we can trust Mexicans more. And plus,
Yeah.
they do better work. Like, if we could fucking move all of our fucking factories from China to Mexico, that'd be great. But the problem is there's no, like, stability down there. There's not as much crime. Like, China, of course, is harder on crime, allegedly, so it would seem.
Yeah, I've always been against invading Mexico.
Fucking wall of text.
Yeah, I think it's wild just to invade Mexico. Basically,
We really should have took them over when we fucking took
Yeah,
the
if we
Alamo
had
back.
if we had that like happen a long time ago and we already had them, we wouldn't really have like too many problems. But like we let it happen, we let him go on for too long without just getting them. We could have had them and we didn't. So it was one. We probably could have just with the Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Telegraph from like 1900 whatever,
The guy that
the
killed-
First World War.
He's the guy that killed Tyrone in Florida, right?
Yeah, that's right. Tyrone Biggums.
Whatever I forget the kid's name, but
They cloned Tyrone. I don't know if you
Really?
know about that. Yeah, Zimmerman Telegram. If
they
we
cloned
just taken
Tyrone
that as
in a Thai clone.
there's an alternate
With Al
history path
Capone?
where we went out, where we took a different path and just absolutely annihilated Mexico and took it over back in World War One with that Zimmerman telegram. Because I think that was intercepted.
Crunch.
Yeah, how's the taste? How's the microphone taste? We intercepted that shit and we decided not to. Well, we acted on it. We thought it was an act of war.
Some people speculate that the Zimmerman telegram was some bullshit that the Allies had pulled on us to get us up into the war, because obviously it wasn't gonna like, the only thing that was like bringing like
That's
war,
entirely believable, and it would have
only-
been awesome if we just invaded Mexico instead of getting involved over there.
The war was
and we
sort
would
of-
just expanded ourselves while ignoring what the fuck is happening over. Because that's kind of funny. That's a pretty good bit right there.
Here's the thing: like, when we had the Spanish-American War, the fucking
That was fun.
The fucking the Spain blew up the Maine or whatever the fuck the deal was. The yellow
And
journalism
they all
that talks
went down
about
the
school.
drain.
Yeah, so like, I feel like I don't feel like that was some bullshit. I think we did not go to war because Spain blew up the fucking Maine or whatever, the USS Maine. I mean, maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but I don't fucking think that if they did, that was like cause for like war, because we went to war with Spain, and as a result, we took their territories in the Pacific, and we also freed up Cuba. We had some situations going on with Cuba at the time, and we agreed with them that we would let them go free after we freed them from Spain. But I feel like we should have kept them.
Yeah.
As dishonorable and as lying as that would have done, we've already done that to the fucking natives like plenty.
learned our-
we
we
really
learned a
could have
lesson.
kept Cuba and had no communists in this hemisphere.
Did we had the Philippines for a good while, right?
We did, until the
Yeah.
Japs took it over, and
Right.
we told the Philippines like, hey, we'll let you guys go. We just want to get the Japs out of here.
But we didn't let them go. That's the
we
thing.
did. We gave them, they're independent now, but now we're putting as many bases we want over there.
Yeah.
And then we added like 3 new bases recently.
Right.
To see that we're also going to be sending special forces over to Taiwan to train some people there.
Oh, that sounds about right. I mean, they do military drills every like couple years,
Yeah.
something like that. Same thing with if you remember Nordstrom, that bombing. The
pipeline.
United States, and this is 100%
Stream.
fact. 6 months before the Nordstrom bombing, they had military drills going on that happens every couple of years, and Navy SEALs were part of it. They swam down, planted explosives on Nordstrom, and waited 6 months to blow them up.
I feel
That's
like it was-
100% fact, and it was the United States who did that.
I gotta feel like it was obvious. Like everybody knew from the start. Like, hey, the United States did that. I mean, we gotta admit, and like you gotta think like the countries like in the fucking what is it, the Baltic Sea or whatever up there.
Right.
Is that what that is? Or whatever up in the fucking what are those countries called? Scandinavia. Like they're all like closing their investigation, saying it was inconclusive. It was obvious.
It
like,
was so obvious.
It's obvious because it's Russia's pipeline to Europe to keep them. Like once you sever that, it's like okay, well Europe kind of stops caring about Russia because like. Otherwise, that was their cheap gas. If you remember, like we were getting a lot of Russian gas. We're getting very geopolitical. Do we need to calm down?
Nah. Let's rev it up. Let's rev it up. Israel and Palestine. It's crazy what Israel's doing
Can
to
we finish
just
the
bombing
statement?
straight up refugee camps. Tens of thousands dead. All
it's
at
kinda
the hands
funny,
of
too.
The Mossad. It is pretty funny.
It's not.
It's been
could you say
happening. It's been happening for years. But now that we're at the scale where we can just blow up 100 at a time with one missile, that's kind of tight.
I gotta say, it's like it's kind of crazy how the war is still going over there, and Ukraine too. Where they just hit the
Yeah.
2-year anniversary on that, or 2-year
2
anniversary.
years.
That's
Right.
kind of crazy. Remember how fucking long back?
I remember getting hyped for that war. I
8 or
was
9
watching
months?
it and following it every day whenever they did the Kiev offense.
like it was exciting at first, but it's just been a stalemate for like a year and a half.
So that first video that you sent me with the helicopters coming over the
Yeah.
field and everything of the Russians invading, I was
Yeah.
like, "Damn, bro, let's go! It's popping off. This is gonna be cool. This is gonna be good on live
And you
lead for
just-
the next couple of years."
And you end up seeing like a list of things that are going to be in the next Geneva Convention rules that like
Right.
because I mean like have you seen any like the drone footage?
the drone grenades.
It's crazy how drones are being utilized. Like, there's so many ways of utilizing drones. Like, and a lot of it, people were saying should be against the Geneva Convention. So I saw this video the other day of like a big enough drone to carry a wounded soldier out the battlefield. So they're using that. They're using
Wait,
bigger
they're
drones.
carrying what?
Wounded
wounded
soldiers,
soldier.
like off the battlefield, like a bigger drone.
Drones are carrying soldiers off the
You
battlefield.
ever seen like a helicopter that carries like an elephant into the fucking or whatever back to
How
like
big
a
is
cow?
this drone? That's got to be a big ass drone. Like
It's a pretty big size. It's
like the cubic
it's-
size of this little
it's
like
probably
area.
about the width like of like a bathroom, like or like this. Like,
yeah, like this little
area of the room.
alcove or something.
Yeah, so it's
Holy
kind of
shit.
like that, and it like
That's
it
a
just-
big ass drone, dude.
But they got and they're dropping grenades on people that are behind cover. They're also
Yeah, yeah.
they're also dropping notes like if you surrender and follow this drone, you'll be fucking stay alive. So there's videos of that too. And it's just general like footage of like seeing people like kill themselves or like getting blown up or like something unfortunate happen. Like it's
Right.
crazy how like this is the first like full frontal war that we've seen in a long time, and it's being documented like every inch of it. Like this is not
Yeah.
like back in the day you had to send like a fucking film recorder out there.
Nah, bro. Twitter.com.
Everyone-
Anything
exactly.
you want to see, it's up there, and
Every inch
it's
is
right
being
away.
recorded.
Everybody's got a fucking body cam. Everybody's
yeah,
got
fucking
drone
a
footage,
GoPro.
all that shit. It's crazy the world of information that we live in, because we're in the information age, and everything is available to us at our fingertips, so we can see anything that we want to.
Yeah.
And all that stuff is
I feel
absolutely
like it's a big problem
baffling.
too.
It is. It could be a problem if you get. It's not a problem of how much information is available to us, but the amount that we consume and how we consume it. Because the amount of information, everybody should be able to know everything at one time, but that makes you a god if you actually are able to achieve that. So the way to do it for our human minds and stuff is to get Elon Musk Neuralink and upload ourselves to the cloud.
When I was in Alabama,
Which I actually already did. I'm currently working my United Arab Emirates oil ambassador job right now,
Oh,
making
yeah, in your
$230
brain.
a year.
can you
know?
imagine you just work by like thinking?
I'm moving to Dubai next summer.
Imagine that the line in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Oh, the line.
You know they're actually like breaking ground on that.
I think they're trying to,
Have you
but
seen
every
that,
single
Jordan?
YouTube thumbnail has said this is why this is gonna fail. So we'll see how that line works out.
They're actually breaking ground, which I was like, oh my god, there's no fucking way they're actually gonna. So it says so in Saudi Arabia they had this like, and there's this new thing that like a lot of like architects are doing, like big architects are like designing like future cities. Like you've got fucking, I mean, a perfect example of a city like that was just designed. Obviously, New Vegas would be like one of the first ones because it just popped up in the fucking desert. It's like, let's build this degeneracy,
Right.
whatever. And you've got what's the one in the United Arab Emirates? What's the fucking Dubai? Dubai is like
Dubai.
that. So now they're trying to put. This is the most retarded thing ever, but they're trying to put basically it's like a 7-mile line, or I don't know how many miles it is, but it's multiple miles of a line, and it's just a giant fucking skyscraper in a line. It has a rail system. It's got all your community shit or whatever. Everybody just lives in a fucking line. It's like a dystopian fucking structure. It's like it's gonna be like so many fucking feet tall. It's gonna be like I don't know like so many floors, whatever. But here's the thing: it's in the middle of the fucking desert. So for one, I wonder where's the water coming from. Secondly, it's a kind of a good thing. I feel like cities ought to be built in the desert because it's like you build a city there, you're not shitting on like think of Atlanta, how it's just like
The water's coming
it's
from
fucking
nowhere, by
blowing
the
up
way.
the woods. It's like
Over in Vegas, the water levels are so low from
It
the
comes from
dam,
Colorado
the Hoover
River,
Dam.
right?
Yeah, it comes
Yeah.
from the Colorado River, and the Hoover Dam has been receding so much in the past 20 years. It's amazing to see the difference. You can see the water levels and how low it's actually dropped, and it's gonna drop.
Well,
It's continue to drop.
the West
for the
Coast
next
takes a lot of
40
that water,
years.
too.
It'll probably be up in 2060 or something. West Coast takes a lot of that water
and
too.
it's like they
But
they
Las
need to
Vegas
invest
is
in
just pumping that shit
desalination.
out.
They need to invest in desalination.
Because they have bad water practices over there. They have terrible water practices.
Yeah.
Like, everything that they have, like they pass the most bullshit regulations because of the green clean
It
beam
catches on
machine
fire all
act
the
or
time
whatever
out
they
there.
have out there.
Yeah.
The Green Act.
No,
The
plastic
everything's on
straws.
fire too.
Yeah,
It's like- yeah,
you can't
no,
use
the-
your
the
sprinklers. You
water's
can't.
drying
You
out.
can't open car washes right now. Like we are in a fucking like. And so my dad works in water, and he's been telling me like a lot of the reason for the drought is because we have so much like paved surface.
Yeah.
A lot of the water like never like gets into the ground. And so we have a drought. You remember 2000, like the early 2000s, all the way into like 2008 and 9.
Yeah,
we had
yeah.
like that big drought. Like our lake dried up. All of our
There
catfish
was a lot
fucking
of drought.
died in like the dried mud. And then we had the 2009 miraculous flood.
Yeah.
It's like they need to have the fucking who are those people in the secret weather program up in like Canada region, operated by the United States that like makes hurricanes. What's it called?
The HARP program.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
They can control the weather, Jordan.
They can.
They can make natural disasters happen. It's not climate change. Like the absurdity of the idea that like there's an increase in hurricanes or natural disasters because it's the climate changing is ridiculous. We literally have the power to make fucking hurricanes, and they won't outright tell you, but they can do it. I mean, in Vietnam
it's as
we had
simple as
weather
like
control.
you send out like all this electromagnetic signals. I want to say they do it based off of, and it interferes with the atmosphere, which then controls certain aspects of the weather. It's all calculations,
Yeah.
calculus. That's all you need.
We could fucking really like we could either end up like Venus, which is like a fucking eternal greenhouse effect gone fucking horribly wrong,
Or we can wind up like penis.
yeah, we can wind up like penis and go to Jupiter where we get more smarter, and it'll be we can fucking have like paradisal weather if we wanted to. We could probably green up the fucking lands. And I feel like desalination will be another big part of that.
Yeah,
but,
desalination
But I don't believe
would
in
be dope.
globalization in order to achieve this. I don't think-
Globalization. How do
yeah.
you define globalization?
Well, so you've got your business perspective,
Okay.
the economical. Like we're becoming a massive network, which ultimately we are. But like in terms of like authoritative, like what do you call it? Like the division of power. I don't think we should have like a one world government, and that's why a lot of people don't like the UN.
Yeah.
For one, obviously it's ineffective. Like most governments are ineffective, but like I mean, you've got to have rules for at a local level, at a state level, at a national level, and there are some we kind of have to agree on, internationally because we have a lot of trade and commerce, and it's interesting that America holds the biggest dick in the UN. Did you know that like if the Council of the UN or whatever on their Security Council, if they all say they want to do something, it doesn't matter if the U.S. disagrees. We have the right to veto just with our one vote because like one of the original members. So like if 12 countries say, hey, we want to say like Palestine, hey, stop being at war, America can say, no, we want the war to continue.
And it keep going.
It gets denied, and it's like, what does that resolution even? What is it even going to do anyway?
The party keeps
Nothing.
on rolling.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
The reason like we have such a big fucking navy is to protect international commerce. The world kind of agreed on that after the Second World War. Mm-hmm. That's why you got you see these you see much about the conflicts with the Houthi rebels like shoot. They actually blew up a fucking I think it was a British fucking cargo ship.
Yeah,
Down
I
there.
remember that, and now we're at war
was like-
with a new.
Well, no, that happened like today. They actually sank it. The other ones they just
word.
hit with missiles. Like one
Yeah.
today, it was an empty cargo ship. They fucking like sank it.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So it's gonna we got another front coming. We're going back to the desert. Here we go again.
Worst part about that is that we're working with the British. It's like, how could we?
I'm telling you, like the biggest, like
How could we,
I mean,
bro? We
and the
come
fa-
all
and the
this
fact
way.
that we and the British and the French, they're working with the French, which is crazy.
That's
What
disgusting.
a world we live in. Like our oldest enemies are now our closest allies.
Not my ally. You tell me what?
I tell you what,
I'll
Bobby.
tell you what.
God damn it, Bobby! I'll tell you what, ball. Whoa.
All right, I guess. Powerful stuff.
What do you think, Jordan? What are your thoughts on thinking?
I think that's powerful stuff.
But what are
That's
your-
a lot of things to think about. I think.
You think about thoughts. What are they?
What are thoughts?
Yeah, what the hell's a
I think
thought?
thoughts are possibilities,
Interesting.
potential occurrences that could happen depending on what we do, how we maneuver, how we interpret things. I think thoughts are what ifs, or
What do you think? What do you think about like how do thoughts correlate with the way you speak? Because obviously that whole tangent you just had that really amounted to not much at all. Like,
Yeah.
so like those words are not something you pre-recorded and you said you thought in your mind you were going to say. Like they're just like right now I'm just coming out with words in a way that like it makes sense to you, even though it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. What the hell what is the correlation there? Are we thinking as we're speaking? Is that just like a live, external like show of thought? Or is that like, is there some magic going on there?
Predetermined, predestiny.
Is it a guided feeling of thoughts? Like, are we just feeling our way through our thoughts and we're just orating that? What do you think, Jordan?
yeah, I think we have a stream of consciousness, and
Interesting.
whatever we decide to speak to the other person is just how we attempt to communicate, how we attempt to, show the other person
Fascinating.
or allow them to sort of peer into our mind and what we think. And so the words that I decide to speak are what my consciousness decided at that moment was most effective.
Exhilarating.
If you think so.
Enlightening.
Enlightening. Yes. All right. How we feeling?
Man, I'm 2 drinks in, baby. I'm vibing.
Can you quit
Two drinks
Can you
in,
quit
6
lying
drinks
about
to
how
go.
many drinks you've had?
I'm about.
You've already had the 2 drinks
2
for Jordan.
drinks.
You've had your 2 drinks and you've had Jordan's 2 drinks.
I'm about like 19 beers and 3 shots in, so I need to take.
We
got
got to rename the
more
podcast
shots
now. Fuck.
and definitely keep going with the flow. I'm about to drink my fucking what, potassium, Pepto Bismol.
Yeah, you got.
Joke already passed,
the
but
pink
whatever.
stuff.
What were you gonna say?
Well, now I feel like it's fucked up.
It is fucked up.
Oh fuck. Oh,
This might be
shit.
the end. This might be the end,
No,
boys.
this isn't the end.
I think the ship is
Oh,
sinking.
This cannot be the
What do you
end.
What do you got?
Are we dying?
Bust it out.
Oh, I lost it.
Whip it out,
Choo
dude.
choo, it derailed like
Go
that
ahead.
train up in what
Expose
was it today?
yourself.
The train derailed.
Expose yourself
I want
to
to
the
say
world.
Chicago.
Expose yourself.
This is our opportunity to expose ourselves.
I was about to, but I fucking forgot about what it was that I was going to speak about.
Yeah,
Because you kept going on about. Now I've forgotten. I think it was something to do with drinks or something.
I would say it's
it was before that.
11:03, so I don't know how you said 10 to 11. You do, guys. I didn't realize that you guys had like an hour, 30-minute drive. I thought it would be like
It's probably about an
little bit-
hour now with the traffic at this time.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as driving to Alabama.
I hate driving fucking long distances and shit though. Like I think that my drive from work is 25 minutes, 20 if I speed, and I'm still like, damn, I'm driving too far. I hate driving, dude.
Wow. Yeah.
It's one of those things like you could definitely have a pretty nice drive if you're going somewhere and focus. You enter a meditative state,
Yeah.
and you start just vibing.
Yeah.
Especially if you got that good music going and stuff.
But
And
then every
I would be
every
lucky.
day and going to
Yeah.
work.
I would be lucky if it was like 35 on a good day.
35 on a good day, Jesus.
Yeah, otherwise you catch traffic, it can be like 40 to 50.
Nah, man. I'm trying to avoid that. Okay, I got a promotions. I
Oh, yeah.
should be.
I don't know
I should be
what I
good
was
for a
gonna
little
ask
bit.
You mentioned go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Yeah.
And at what points in your life have you found that mentality like useful, like going with the flow? Like when do you think that like
Recently,
what
past couple of years, I guess.
what is
I don't know.
I mean, you seem like a go with the flow kind of fellow. Like
Right.
where
I
where,
am.
where in life
I've
do you
realized
find that
that.
useful? And what does that stem from? Like why do you choose to go with
Going
the
with
flow,
the
and
flow.
how is it effective?
Well, it all starts in your childhood when
Yeah.
you realize certain things. That's definitely a broad question. That's a big broad question,
Well,
but
you
I guess
attack it however way you want.
yeah. Let me try and find an angle. Recently, going with the flow has been kind of like whenever you're. I guess we'll end off talking about women again.
Yeah, I
because
kinda feel like, yeah.
that was a fun time.
kinda-
Dude, I've been on Hinge recently, so I
Really?
think last podcast I was on Twitter.
I didn't
I
know.
canceled my Twitter subscription. I went to
Tinder?
Yeah, I quit that shit because I started out with that. I think I said this last time, but I started out because I was like, I want some pussy, and then some
Yeah, I remember that.
friend of mine was like, hey, just get on Tinder. I was like, damn, you right, because I wasn't even trying like dating apps. I kind of like I used to be on them for the trying to find love and shit, and that's not what you're on there. You're just on dating apps to talk to girls,
And then it turned,
basically.
yeah, it pretty much
I
is
think I'm
just to
getting
talk
a
to
point,
girls
yeah.
and like to practice. Yeah, I'll let you
Yeah,
get the
it's
point here in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, go.
It's just the practice, basically. Like whenever you talk to girls and stuff, you get certain minutia because it's not just like, oh, I'm learning how to like talk to women and woo them and everything.
It's the mentality.
It's more so you're talking to people and you're trying to decipher how this opposite gender who does have different chemicals in their body making them make different decisions and think differently, how do they respond to certain things? And you can break it down to that point, but at the end of the day, we also have our own hormones that make us kind of act in certain ways and whatnot. So it's breaking those boundaries in between us and kind of dissolving all that stuff, making it a little bit easier, more of like a level playing ground whenever you talk to women, basically. And it's fun having conversations. I got roasted by a black chick so hard. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pull this up real quick. But I sent her some like music and stuff, and that was such a terrible decision. Don't ever send girls that you like music over the line, because she started
Like
roasting
music.
me. She was like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Like, I'm not a record label." And I was like, "Okay." But I mean, you can still support a local artist. She's like, you're like 40, 50 minutes away from the city. What do you mean local artists? And I was like,
What the fuck?
hey, I'll still be acting like Drake though. We coming taking over your city. Like that type shit.
Wow. What? That's crazy.
She was like, you're not Drake, bro. And I was like, all right, yeah.
Damn, she
you're
was
right.
like, she was fucking roasting on you. Jesus
She kept
Christ.
it. I try
Yeah,
keeping
she
it
did.
like 100 and being like, yeah, real, like, but nah, she wasn't about it. She was not about me. It was funny though. It was pretty fun. She was a fun girl.
I mean, you learn to kind of be like. At some point, you learn to like stop trying to front so much and to really like be yourself.
Yeah,
and, like show
yeah.
who you are and like.
Exactly.
And that I feel
but
like
it's
is
also
the
not
goal
just
of the
being who you
simulation.
are, but knowing how to show when like you expose certain aspects of yourself at like some point. You don't tell them immediately. Like I wouldn't walk up to a girl immediately and be like, I'm a rapper. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you
bro.
can't
She'll-
dump
she'll
too
be
much
like,
of
"What the
yourself on
fuck?"
anybody. You know, you can't dump too much of yourself because
Exactly.
it's
You have to have
information overload.
you have to have a clear understanding of who you are and who yourself is and what people like about you and also don't like about you, but figure out the balance in between them and how to communicate that to others so that you can have a more wholesome, positive experience with other people, other girls. No homo.
Facts.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like you have to like with each person, not even just women. You have to like learn
Yeah,
like
that's true in between sexes and
what
stuff,
the
but yeah.
correct like progression is for you revealing your personality to a person because
Right.
you know firstly it's probably going to be something you have in common, like you kind of show who you are in that field of things.
Right.
Maybe it's like speculative things of that nature, and then at some point it's like an activity. You show how you act in a certain activity.
Right.
And you know if they fuck with the way that you do things, you know, successful. But well, what the hell would I know anyway? But
Well, you also got to read people because everybody reads differently. Everybody gives off different body language.
some people
for
like
different
sci-fi sci-fis.
Some people like sci-fi. Some people like comedies. Some people like dramas.
Different
all
kinds
that
of
stuff.
books you're reading here.
And you can ignore all the people who like dramas or stuff like that.
Seriously, none of that.
Yeah,
none
absolutely.
of that's welcome.
The soap operas and stuff like that.
We
They're
don't
like,
do
oh, they take it so
Get it close to
seriously.
the mic. Oh,
It's like,
Yeah.
we be watching like our own shows and stuff, and like honestly, if we were talking about Avatar earlier, if we just went up to a girl and we were like, hey, yo, Shotty, what you think about Sokka? What you think about Sokka? She'd be like, what
the
the
Southern
fuck?
Water Tribe. What's going on?
You're like, what?
How about you go suck a dick somewhere else, bitch?
Wow.
Oh my god.
Is that an original?
I gotta be honest. Like, I feel like too many white girls are obsessed with Marvel movies and Disney.
Yeah, that there's a fair amount of that. I've noticed that
wanna
on Hinge
say
too.
it's
So
becoming
many girls
trendy.
be putting that on. It's
It's
trendy.
become
It is,
trendy.
and I
It's
feel,
trendy. It's in the pop culture. It's in the zeitgeist. So you just.
but
gotta
it's the
follow
biggest
the
like
trends.
it's the biggest propaganda. Like
it is, dude.
Marvel is
And
such a
whenever
fucking
whenever
propaganda
the girls
machine.
don't realize that, it's so annoying. I love the first Iron Man, bro. He was just
Yeah,
getting
like
pussy
the
the whole
fucking
time.
originals and even the Wolverine movie, like those
Yeah.
are good, like fucking standalone movies. But like the franchise and some of it's just like it's cringe. And it
And now how they try to tie everything together to try to get you to watch
what
every
what
little
pisses me
show.
off
Yeah.
are like what makes me like grow away from Marvel. Like when I'm gonna get probably shit for this, probably from Barter, but like when I watched Civil War, I was like, this is terrible. This is such a formulaic. Like I don't like how formulaic their movies are. And of course, it's a comic book universe. Like it makes
When
sense.
I
it's
watched
gonna
it,
be
I fucked
formulaic.
with it. But if I went back and watched it now, it does follow
It
an
just seemed like
algorithm.
a
It's
cheap
formulaic.
formula,
Yeah.
like fucking spin-off.
It's the
like,
same shit that it's been ever since like the first movie, and we just didn't
Or not
realize it until later.
Not Civil War. What's the fucking? Was it? It was no. It wasn't Civil
wait,
War.
wait,
It was
the Winter
fucking-
Soldier?
Yeah, the Winter Soldier.
I also fucked
That-
with that movie. I still
That's
do.
what I'm talking about.
And I think I might watch it again now, just to double up on my affirmations and make sure that I'm legit. But
you may
honestly,
ruin-
it's probably
you
a
may ruin
shitty
it.
movie.
You may
And
ruin it for yourself.
Yeah, it's political espionage, right? But it's also the most blanket version of it. It scratches the surface of what a good political espionage thriller should be, because it's just superheroes bashing one another.
I gotta be honest. Like the superhero genre is probably. I can sometimes like get into certain angles of it, but like the general like basic ones, I just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't.
The only, like,
vibe
good
with it, I
Just be
guess.
too oversaturated now.
I am excited
Yeah.
for that new Wolverine Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
I think that might be like not the
Deadpool's
savior
are
of
good.
fucking Marvel like he claims to be in the trailer, but I think it might be a good movie. It might be enjoyable, even though if it's not like the best plot or anything. It might be like, oh, it's cool to see someone in Disney say fuck. That's pretty nice.
I think the devil is in Disney.
The Devil's in
Because they bought
that
they
fucking
bought
mouse.
they bought up all that shit and they're like doing everything they can to continue to milk it.
yeah.
Yep.
Like you think about like George Lucas didn't write the second like trilogy for
dude.
years because it wasn't the right time. It wasn't like actually finished. A true like what makes like the original writer of like a story is like his own struggle and his own like his own kind of approach to life and kind of putting that in like how does that arc change
Right.
over time. If they're making like a corporatized version of that, they're using formulas and it's not
Control test
the
rooms.
soul is gone.
Yep.
All that
The soul is gone. That's like you see that with like video game franchises. Like once it gets like too corporatized, like by the what's the fucking you have developers and then who are the people above them? The publishers. The
Publishers.
publishers are the ones that are raping it. And
Yeah.
Microsoft Studios, EA, which I think EA is now owned
Activision.
by Activision. I think also now owned by Microsoft.
Yeah,
Bethesda,
Activision.
which is also now owned by Microsoft. I mean, it's getting so formulaic and it's actually starting to fucking piss me off how much like I feel like everything is copied like the Netflix or Xbox Live formula, which is like the fucking subscription service, which maybe it all started with cable television, but the subscription service of everything. Like now on Snapchat to like change the background on a group chat, you have to pay like so many dollars a month.
You can change a background on the Snapchat group
If you
chat.
pay $4 a fucking month,
That's
which it's
weird.
like, what the fuck? Why am I gonna upgrade this thing? Like, aren't you getting enough money from ad revenue, you cocksuckers?
Right.
Like, what the fuck is that about? That's ridiculous.
Too much, man.
Like-
and it's such an
Trying to
easy way to
milk
make money because
everything.
motherfuckers are gonna buy that shit up, and just 200,000 people buying that. $4 or $5 a month.
Everything's
That's so much money.
You have to have a fucking battle pass for Snapchat and for fucking and for Microsoft Word, and it's like,
It's like a live service too with games.
I'm telling
like
you.
forcing you to.
and that's what they're trying to. I mean, not to get too political again, but like vaccines have kind of become the same thing. This experimental thing that like
the vaccine battle pass. You got to get the boosters every season.
your fucking immune system, like when you get older, if you keep taking vaccines, is going to be on a fucking subscription service. Your fucking immune system won't work because you're relying on a fucking.
I mean,
this thing that probably doesn't
that's
even
the whole
work
thing
anyway.
with prescriptions is that you come back, you pay a certain amount every month, and you come back each month and get a refill on your prescriptions.
They give you fucking antidepressants, SSRIs, instead of like you could take mushrooms one time and you wouldn't need that for fucking 4
Yeah,
months.
you can subscribe to normalcy. That's crazy, dude.
I think I think a lot of it's copium. This is a bunch of copium they're giving
Yeah,
us.
'cause that's all America's
They give
ever
us like
been, bro.
ADHD. The reason we have ADHD people is because we have a system that was designed by fucking Henry Ford and fucking Rockefeller, and we don't have like an actual way to develop people.
Yeah.
And so you're just getting ready to be a productive worker.
That's
And-
another reason
and
that
you
the
just can't
family
pay
unit has
attention.
been separated from one another too. It's also part of the government trying to control us.
Yeah,
and
because
stuff.
it keeps
But yeah.
it keeps certain people. I guess what I realized the other day is like when I was like doing drugs, obviously.
Hell yeah.
Everyone is on a fucking pipeline. If you think about it, like where you're born and all the elements in your life and what kind of things influence you, you're kind of like in a pipeline. You're on a trajectory. You kind of sort of have a destiny, but like you get filtered at different places along that pipeline. So you're just kind of like you're a channel. You're an expression of like the society at large. If you step back, you're on a particular pipeline. You're becoming a certain thing that is either needed in that niche because it's a byproduct of like the way society is developed.
Right.
So it's not really that it's all your choice. It's kind of just like where you're being pushed into.
Yeah. What area of the country you come from kind of determines
What
you're
kind of
gonna do.
propaganda you're exposed to.
Yeah.
Like the cultures around you.
And
like,
that's the whole information war right there is
everything's about information.
Russia's trying to control you. America's trying to control you. China's trying to control you. Everybody's
Rich
trying
people.
to... Yeah, rich people.
Fucking corporations,
everybody.
man.
Yeah, the influencers who subscribe to that kind of shit too are also trying to control it. Like all that, bro. It's absolutely... It's an abomination. We live
really
in an
is.
Orwellian nightmare.
We
is
do.
what we do.
We do. It's like it's disgusting. Like it's a freeing thing to unveil the mask on your eyes and remove the veil of illusion and delusion that's fucking draining and fucking clouding this world. But like at the same time, when you see the fucking horror, it's like in Matrix. It's like where I come from is kind of fishy, but when I get here, Jesus Christ, this is a fucking nightmare, and this is what's
Yeah.
actually going on is a fucking nightmare. And so they give you copium, they give you fucking Adderall, things like that to cope. And you never actually fucking deal with the problem then and first, and at some point it's got to crash. It's all got to come crashing down. The housing market bubble has to fucking burst, and then your parents have to get divorced in the early 2000s.
That's right. Yeah.
You kind of
Happens all the time.
That's the pipeline.
Yeah.
Wall of text.
Hell yeah. Amen.
Roll Tide. That's what I'm saying.
I do got to piss again. So this might be the... We'll go ahead and call it.
Should we talk shit about sports before we sign off?
What's going on with sports?
Modern day gladiator.
I mean,
Stuff.
definitely.
Say less, man. All right, let's do it. I think we can sign up a Special Olympics, man. That'd be pretty interesting.
We're gonna start betting on the Special Olympics. Jesus,
Yeah,
fucking Christ.
dude. A couple DraftKings on the Special Olympics.
I think autism will beat cerebral palsy this year. I think that's what I'm gonna bet on.
Really? I really think that...
Severe autism versus cerebral palsy. Let's go.
Yeah, man. All right. That'll be it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was 2 drinks in, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm not going to say that was gay. I'm not saying that again. It's me,
You say it's been delicious.
Carter Alvis, Clay, JD.
Oh, my,
Now
you
you
gotta
gotta-
blank
you
out
gotta-
the ending.
the entire
So how are we gonna
part of
end
it,
this
yeah.
now? How are we
We
gonna
have
See
to
you
end
guys
bleep it.
later.
All right,
This
Adios.
has been
Yeah.
Carter.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to cut it there. This has been Carter. This
close.
has been Clay. It's been Jordan. And everybody has said just their first names because that is all that we were revealed.
Right.
It's
Of course,
all-
of course.
yeah.
Nothing ever happened before.
Of course,
It was-
everything
always
else
fuck a horse. And, if we weren't racist enough this time, we'll catch you on the next one.
Amen. Amen, brother.
Stay tuned.
I'm going to have to install a racism fader on this.